Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Singapore Bullion Market Association, I welcome all participants and esteemed guests to the Asia Pacific Precious Metal Conference. This is our second conference and follows on from a highly successful inaugural event 12 months ago. The main purpose of the conference is to provide a platform for stakeholders from the wholesale and retail jewellery sector, mining industry, refineries, bullion banks, trading firms, policymakers and exchanges to meet and discuss and debate ideas and learn about opportunities across the ASEAN region. We have a comprehensive programme ahead where we've endeavoured to incorporate all major topics, opportunities and challenges. The second edition of APPMC will have diversified themes. We will have an update on the latest developments of the emerging ASEAN markets. We will share the views of the distinguished guests from China and Hong Kong on the Belt and Road Initiative. We have a much anticipated session focused on how to vitalise the Asia supply chain by promoting the fungibility of kilo bars and the potential concept of building a large bar pool in Singapore or in other Asian countries. We will also have experts from the fintech industry updating us on recent developments on gold digitalisation, anti-fraud technology and ASEAN. What makes this year's conference further special in terms of delegate representation is we have over 30 delegates joining us from the Greater China region, including representatives from the Shanghai Gold Exchange, China Gold Association and well-established jewellery and refining enterprises from Singapore. We also have esteemed guests from India and for the first time we're pleased to receive central bank representation from the ASEAN region. They all come for a sole purpose, that is to learn about the ASEAN market and at the same time explore synergetic opportunities to extend their business strategies. Under the support and guidance of Enterprise Singapore, SBMA is commissioned to making Singapore a trading hub for physical trading of precious metals. Enterprise Singapore is a statutory board under the Ministry of Trade and Industry to promote international trade and business. Today we're honoured to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honour, Mr. Ted Tan, Deputy Chief Executive of Enterprise Singapore, who will shortly come up and deliver a welcome speech. For those who are less familiar with the Singapore Bullion Market Association, in short, SBMA is a non-profit organisation representing members who are key stakeholders from the precious metal industry, including bullion banks, listed exchanges, international refineries, bullion dealers and logistic forwarders. The association plays a pivotal role in integrating and harmonising the ASEAN precious metal market, encouraging well-established bullion firms to use Singapore as a centre for refining, trading, logistics, vaulting, price discovery and risk management. When I moved to Singapore from Hong Kong in early 2004, the SBMA remained relatively inactive and only met on an infrequent basis. Its recent achievements and progression, particularly in the last 3 years, have proved quite remarkable and as reflected in the attendance at this conference today. We view ourselves a valuable connectivity in the market. Initially, this was focused on bringing players in the ASEAN market together, but now extends to connecting ASEAN to the wider Asia and global markets, and vice versa. Beyond Asia, and by way of example, we're today joined by representatives from Australia, New Zealand, India, the Middle East, Africa, as well as North and South America. In the past 2 years, SBMA has initiated a series of outreach activities with road trips stretching from Southeast Asia to more recently the Greater China region, a valuable endeavour aimed at interfacing the supply chain between North and South Asia. Going forward, alongside this interfacing project, SBMA will consult and work with industrialists and bullion banks on the feasibility of building a large bar and kilo bar pool, promoting storage and custody services and increasing refining capacity in Singapore. Referring back to the conference programme today and further exemplifying the role of SBMA, we're delighted to announce that we will today be signing an MOU with the Vietnam Gold Trader Association to establish bilateral cooperation relationship for the development of the Vietnam gold market. Before closing, I'd like to once again thank all our sponsors, the China Gold and Silver Exchange Society, World Gold Council, LBMA, London Metal Exchange, CME Group, Responsible Gold Trading, Paxos, Brinks Global Services, ABC Bullion, INTO FC Stone, YLG Bullion, Loomis International, Nadir Metals Refinery, Metal Focus and Bullion Bulletin. I'd like to thank those also who have contributed significantly to ensure the ongoing success of APPMC, in particular the Fortel Business Solutions team led by Mr. Vatsa and the SBM team led by our CEO, Mr. Albert Cheng. Please also mark your diaries for APPMC 3, which will take place at a similar time in the calendar and early mid-June 2019. Finally, thank you all for your support in what I'm confident will again prove a major gathering for the precious metal industry. I wish you a fruitful 2 days ahead at the conference and networking. Thank you.